Hello. So I'm going to be doing a new indie reading vlog. Welcome to my channel. Um, I do these every time I read indie books. I always do them in vlogs. I figure out a point to cut it off and upload that one, and then I make a new one. And I did. This would have been a good several days ago, maybe even a week ago. But I read an indie book that I did not put in my last vlog, which is not uploaded yet, but it will be uploaded very soon. So definitely before this video comes out, a long time before this video comes out. But it was To Miss the Stars by Barbara Lieberman. I've been meaning to read her books for a while, and I finally read one, and I really liked it. It was different than I expected, and definitely different than a lot of books I've read, but I found it very intriguing as most of the um, book was just these two characters writing letters to each other. There was a few things that had, like, the very first chapter had to do with kind of them meeting and whatever, but most of the because he was getting a birthday present for his little sister, and but most of the book was them sending each other letters, and I thought that was a very interesting format, and I wasn't expecting that, but I really liked it. I felt like it was different, but like in a good way, and I feel like she really did well at capturing that. And I don't want to go too much into it because obviously I'm going to make a book review because I always make book reviews of indie books as well. But I did very enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say about it now. But there was a good twist, and I think y'all should read it. It's not too terribly long. I don't remember how long it was, but it was kind of on the shorter end a little bit. But it was really good, and I highly recommend it. So yeah, I do plan to read some more indie books soonish. Hopefully, I'm currently also reading a traditionally published series because I'm trying to finally get through Warriors. I am currently rereading these few I have read because it's been years, and then I'm going to read because out of the main series, not including super editions, novellas, whatever, I've read the first arc and the second arc, and I'm on the last book of the second arc. I have read a few of the super editions, including Firestar's Quest, Blue Star's Prophecy, Yellow Fang's Secret, One Star's Promise, I think it was called. And I feel like there was one more I read, but I can't remember it now. But so yeah, but out of the main series, this is the last book I've technically have read, and then when I start, I might do a few of those super editions because they like go before the third series. Some of them are like before the series altogether. Some of them are in between books 1 and 2, whatever. Oh, the one about StarClan, that's the super edition I've read. StarClan's Destiny, I think it's called. But once I get to the third arc, I have never read that. So I've been reading that, but I have some books I want to read. I have I have more Barbara Lieberman books on my KU. I have uh Alyssa Lautet, who writes the Towers of Memory series, has sent me books 5 and 6, which I don't think either one of them are published yet, and I'm excited to dive into them because I love this series, and I heard that book 6 gets intense, and I'm so excited to get my heart ripped out. So very excited for the series. It's becoming one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. So good. The characters, the storylines, the magic system, the school, Dragon Tower, Red, all the twists and turns. It's all very exciting, and I'm very excited to dive into books 5 and 6, which I'm hoping to do soon. So I'll definitely let you know when I do. And like I said, I have a few Barbara Lieberman books to read. I have some other indie books. There's like a couple thrillers from this one author. I think they're both standalones. I don't read standalones very often, as you probably know, but I'm going to check them out. And I I'm very excited for those because they sound interesting. One of them's called Death Dates, and the other one's called, I don't remember actually, but they're both kind of mystery thrillers on somewhere around that, and I'm very intrigued. I originally found them out because I found her TikTok by accident, and just the other day I accidentally scrolled upon her Twitter. I was like, wait a minute, I follow her on TikTok because her books seemed interesting, so I added them to KU. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of books on KU that I mean to get to, and I haven't. I also still need to read the last book of Warriors of Brea because I love that series. And the last book of the series have been published, but I have not read it yet. I think it's on KU, but I own all of the other books, so I'm debating if I just want to reread the first 4 books and then buy the 5th book, and so I can just tab them all because I already own the rest of the series. So I'm debating if I want to do that, but I don't know how long that could be, and I kind of want to just find out how the series concluded. So like maybe I'll just read the 5th book on KU and then eventually reread the series anyways, because I'm probably going to do that anyways, because I love to tab my books and reread like all the time. That's why every book I am reading on KU, because I don't have money to buy them physically, and I do prefer physical books. I plan to buy physical copies eventually anyways, because I love rereading, I love owning the physical book, I love tabbing them, and so that I can just find my favorite scenes and just read my favorite scenes every so often, and then obviously reread the entire book every so often. Depends on my mood. I'm talking a lot fast and now I'm out of breath. I do that a lot and I don't know why. Um, but I was trying to go to Kindle Unlimited to see what other books I have on my library. Liars, that other mystery book. I couldn't remember what it's called. I also won a contest and on Twitter, and I never win these, of an indie author who was giving away like the first copy of the books on KU, like the ebook form, and so she sent that to me because I won that. It was Secrets of Magic, so that's on my list. Let's see what else. The Fires of Treason, that's been on my TBR, I feel like forever, and I will get to it eventually. It's a little bit outside of what I typically read, but so are a lot of indie books. But I love supporting indie authors, and a lot of these books end up surprising me, even though they're not my usual cup of tea. A lot of times I end up being surprised and be like, oh my gosh, this book is actually really good. Um, Stars Begin to Burn is another one. And some, what's this author's name again? Michelle Franklin. I have a few of her books on my, Kindle Unlimited as well. So yeah, trying to get through all of these, because there are several of them. So I'm hoping to finally actually, get through some of them soon, especially since I'm so far behind my Goodreads challenge anyways. Some of these books are on the shorter side anyway, so maybe I can just get through all of them and then catch up. So we'll see. But this is a longer update than I meant to, but I just want to update you on the indie book that I have read, To Miss the Stars. Definitely check it out by Barbara Lieberman, and I will chat with you guys soon when I read another indie book and let you know how that goes. Hello. So I forgot to update, but it would have been probably a few days ago. I sorry, the lighting right here is really bright and bad. I don't know why. But I read 4 short poetry stories by Sophie Bounds. I've read them kind of back to back, kind of in one sitting. I might have gone up if I had to like use the restroom or something. I think I got up a couple times because I think I ate and stuff. But still, I read them back to back for the most part, and I really enjoyed them. They were one was called Swaddling Curse. Where forced suddenly from his home, Eddie is entrusted with an antique watch and embarks on a journey. What if the items had a darker past beyond their wildest dreams? Could a life be lost? And I read and reviewed it. It's 76 pages, and I really enjoyed it. Then there's Hemden. That was the other one. Haunted by the tragic death of his wife, Charles, a talented tailor, decides to embark on a new business adventure. Will he be plagued by fear of his past, or will the change give him the fresh courage that he needs to succeed? Suffer for Art was the third one. Nathan clutched the neck of his guitar. I'm reading the descriptions off Amazon. Nathan has been failing as a singer-songwriter for as long as he can remember. When Caleb, an influencer, films him one rainy day and posts it online, Nathan goes viral. But what are Caleb's intentions? And then Yes, Yes, You is a narrative poem that highlights the importance of monitoring young people online. She wrote at the beginning that like she had a bad experience recently because people don't like you posting your opinions online and such. And yeah. All of them were really good. Definitely check them out. she's very talented with poetry. I'm not big on poetry, but I've read a lot of her books, and yeah, I think you all should check them out. I will let you know the next indie book I read and update you on that too. Hey, so I forgot to update, but the other day, this would have been, I don't know, maybe around 4 days ago, somewhere like that, I did read Krampus's Bad Fur Day by Michelle Franklin. It was really cute, and I reviewed it and everything. I plan to do a more in-depth book review on my channel, which will probably be out before this vlog, just to let you know, because I'm at the beginning of this vlog. But I really enjoyed it. Um, I really loved that everyone seemed to love Krampus, even if he was a bit insecure sometimes. It's like they loved that he was different and stuff, and it was a really touching story, and I loved it. It was so sweet. Definitely check it out. And now I am reading Bow and Blade, which I'm actually beta reading, so it's not out yet. Sorry that you can't read it yet, but I just know it's gonna be amazing because it's by one of my all-time favorite authors, Ellie Lieberman. If you've been to my channel by now, you should know that my two favorite authors at this point are Erin Hunter and Ellie Lieberman. They're the only authors I've read like everything by. Though I am slowly reading all of Adam Andrews, or at least most of his work. I know he has a few like erotica stories, which isn't my thing, makes me uncomfortable. But other than his erotica stuff, I've read almost everything that's not erotica except for his sci-fi story, which I do have on my TBR. But yeah, um, Bow and Blade, I just read the first chapter, and I am now wondering why I decided to wait so late to read it, because now I kind of want to keep reading, but I'm gonna have to go to bed soon because I work tomorrow morning. But it's already like that was a great first chapter, and it already has me hooked. So I'm like, this is gonna be an amazing story. I've had it. It's probably been one of this year's most anticipated reads for me. Honestly, I have been waiting for this for like ever. Ever since I heard her first start talking about it on social media, I'm like, oh my gosh, this book sounds so good. And every time I hear something more or see one of her snippets, I'm like, oh my gosh, just give me the book already. And she did. So yay. I've been a little bit tired and stuff with work. So I haven't gone to reading, but I did start it today, and oh my gosh, it's already so good. I already knew I was gonna love this book, and I'm so hyped for it. So I'll definitely let you know when I read more. I might read more tonight, but like I said, I am tired and I do have work tomorrow morning, so I may not read too much more tonight. But I do hope to read, if not tomorrow, because I have work tomorrow too. Then at least Friday. I mean, I have work Friday, but Fridays are half a days. At my job, we work 10-hour days, Monday through Thursday, and then like a half a day on Fridays. So I may or may not read tomorrow because it depends on how tired I am and how work went. But um I do want to read this weekend, so maybe Friday if reading doesn't work out tomorrow. But we'll see. I really want to read more because I've been waiting for this story for so long, and now that I have it, I just want to read it. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Hi, back for an update. So I read some yesterday. It was at I read some last like maybe a couple hours before I went to bed, and or I think it was like I read like 2 hours before 9, and I don't go usually go to bed at 10, and I wanted like an hour to just to unwind before I go to bed. But still, I read it last night, and I read A Dance of Bow and Blade, which I think I mentioned in my last update that that's what I was that I started that, but I started like it way too late, and I was like, why did I do this to myself? Because that wasn't smart. But I had a tough week, so it's been a minute before I could open the book again, but I did, and it is so good already. I read several chapters, and I'm so invested in these characters, and in their relationships, and I'm so excited to see what comes of this little like sapphic enemies to lovers sort of romance that's happening. It is so cool, and I'm so loving it already. And yeah, so just wanted to give an update that I am currently reading that. I am writing down like notes and stuff to send the author because I'm beta reading it, and I'm keeping the notes so that once it's published and stuff, I could like share some of my favorite lines of it, because oh my gosh, there were so many lines that I'm like, oh my gosh, so but I feel like that's all of her. I know I'm pretty sure I mentioned this when I talked about her book of Water's Edge, how many amazing lines were in that, and so thought-provoking, and so like how they parallel things that we go through, how relatable some of them can be. I'm like, I feel like the same thing is happening here in certain lines. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. And yeah, so I'll definitely update you when I get more reading done. I don't know if I'll read today because there's a couple videos I want to film, plus I want to write. But I do want to read this weekend. So if not today, then hopefully at least get a few chapters done tomorrow, and then maybe a few more on Sunday. So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes when I do. Until next time. Hi, so it's been a minute since I updated. Not all of it is my fault. I was having issues the other day when I was trying to film with sound, and I was just having technical issues. But yeah, so I'm going to update finally. I finished A Dance of Bow and Blade by Ellie Lieberman, and oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. I ended up staying later than I meant to one day just to finish it. It was amazing, and I absolutely loved it. I gave her all the notes, and then she ended up adding scenes and adding an entire chapter. I cannot wait to read the chapter she's adding. And yeah, I am so excited for this book to be published and for everyone to see it because it was an amazing book. I absolutely loved it. Definitely a new favorite read, probably going to be on my top 25 top books in 2025. It is about, it's kind of like, it's been a mix of the Robin Hood legend tale, whatever, and the King Arthur tale, but it's sapphic. So that just makes it 100 times better. But yeah, there's Art, and then there, who is the queen as well as a soldier, and then there is Robin, who is an outcast and a soldier. They both lead their own armies. And they do not like each other at first. Even there is an attraction, but they try not to like each other more like. And then they're forced to go on this journey together. Because Art cares about her kingdom, and Robin's trying to make her realize that not everything is as great as she thinks. And so they go on this adventure to help the kingdom. And so there's a lot of like bickering between Robin and her outcasts, as well as Art and her palace guards, knights, whatever, because they do not get along. And then there's Robin and Art who sometimes try to stop it, and then sometimes they get fueled with their own anger because they both can have a little bit of a temper at times. But yeah, they were so cute. There were times I squealed. I know their first kiss, I squealed, and they were so. And then their second kiss, also, like they were so cute. Definitely, I absolutely loved their relationship, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say more, because that's basically what the story's about, so I'm not going to say any spoilers. There was, like, a twist that made me angry and scream that I was never going to see coming. I really like how the twist is done, but like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say why I like that twist. But I also will not say why I liked the ending, but I thought that ending was perfect for the characters, and I just thought it was so beautiful. So definitely highly recommend this if you love the King Arthur tale, if you love the Robin Hood tale, and if you love everything sapphic. 110% love that the twists and turns put on these two tales as they were mixed together. Something I never would have thought of, but it worked well and beautifully. Well, everything Ellie writes does. So yeah, definitely highly recommend it once it's published. Not sure when it's going to be published, but yeah. And then I did start the other day the 5th book in the Towers of Memory series. I've been really excited to start to read books 5 and 6, which I have the author said to me, and I'm not too far in book 5, but I'm already intrigued, especially because I do talk to the author. She's one of the people I do, Alyssa Louted. She's one of the people I do the writing sprints with, her and Ellie, and sometimes Adam. We're the ones that usually do the writing sprints on this channel, and so I do know some things that she likes to tease. Like, I do know there's a big reveal in this book that I'm excited for, especially because I really want to know more and understand this very mysterious character, so I can't wait for that to happen. And then, I know in book 6 there's going to be a very traumatic event that I am terrified for, but also excited for. And so I'm already ready to start guessing on who the culprit is. So that's going to be fun. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. But yeah. I'm so excited to get further into this book and read book 6, and then book 7, and further on once those books get done in the series, because I absolutely love the series. I know I'm trying to remember how many books in the series I read this year, because her books will probably be in my top books of 2025 too, but I don't remember if I read like all of them this year or some of them crossed over from last year. I'll have to look on Goodreads because I do not remember. But I love this series so much, and I absolutely love the characters, the friendships, the story. I love so anyone who doesn't know, it does give a little bit of Harry Potter feels with the fact that when you go to this magical school, you take an entrance exam and you basically get sorted into one of these 9 towers, and that is your place where you live. And I guess it's based off personality. And but Dragon Tower is very, very specific, and it only ever last 100 years, it has only ever chosen 1 or 2 students at a time, if any, that year. And so the school decided to make it so that Dragon Tower was not going to be open unless there was at least 5 students, because that way there wasn't just 1 or 2 students by themselves completely in a tower. And then the Seraphina is the main character. The year that she starts is the year that there are 5 students accepted into Dragon Tower. So they open the tower for the first time. There's a lot of hauntings in this tower, ghosts, there's things happening. Like last book was insane, something big happened, don't want to spoil it. So book 5, there's still the aftermaths of that. And so far, Seraphina and her friends are the only ones that know the full truth, and they don't know if they can tell the staff, because right now they don't trust the staff, which is very intriguing, because they're pretty sure it has to be the staff, because they didn't think any of the students could have done it based on what it is. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, which I'm really bad at, so I'm trying not to spoil anything. But it's really interesting because right now Seraphina doesn't trust anyone except for Dragon Tower mates and Angelina, who before the Dragon Towers were allowed in the tower because it has been closed for 100 years. They were all placed in their second tower that tower that matched with them. And hers was Pixie, which is actually far from who she is, and Angelina was there, and so she's a Pixie, but she is very much friendly and is very close to Seraphina still, even though Seraphina moved to Dragon Tower, obviously. There's also queer rep in this book as well, so anyone who wants queer rep. Seraphina is Arrow Ace, and I think so is Featherous, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure he gives me those vibes. And then Jarek is in a relationship with a guy, and then Celica is in a relationship with Angelina. So, yeah, queer representation. Always love that. But definitely highly recommend this series. I love having an Arrow Ace lead as well. You do not see that often enough. You do not see asexual or aromantic or Arrow Ace characters enough, let alone them being the lead. I know I write them as lead and sometimes as a side. It really depends. But I love having an Arrow Ace lead, and Seraphina is awesome. And she is one of my favorite characters. But I also love Featherous. I can't help it. He's just, I love him. But I love all these characters, honestly. Dragons are amazing. They're all just so much fun. They can be very chaotic, but they're so much fun. And rules do not apply to them, but they're so much fun, so who cares? Because dragons. That's all I have to say. That's the quote of the day. So, I will update you more when I read more. I may read more tonight. It is getting pretty late, and if I start reading more tonight, who knows when I'll go to bed. So I don't know we'll see. But if I don't read more tonight, I definitely will read more tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. So I will update you again soon. I realize it's been an actual minute since I uploaded my rating vlog, so I am so sorry. But I didn't realize that I was behind on updating. I finished. I know I was talking about Tower. I think I mentioned I finished A Dance of Bone and Blade and how much I loved it. I believe so. I know I was talking about The Girl in Red, and I did finish that a while ago, and I totally forgot to tell y'all I finished it. But I absolutely loved it. I know I screamed at once during the major plot twist, and I love Feathers and Seraphina's bond and how Seraphina, I don't remember last thing I talked about in this vlog, but how she asked him to do something with her because she trusted him. And I loved that we got to see that chapter again in the end, but Feather's point of view, which I will get all into when I make the book review for this. I don't want to get too much into it now. But I also read, what did I read? Dragons don't celebrate Passover. Werewolves don't celebrate Hanukkah. Griffins don't celebrate, Shavuot, I think it was, and then vampires don't observe Shabbos. I read all 4 of those. Those were really good. I love learning new cultures, new things like that, and I love learning about history, and so this actually taught me a lot. Like some of these holidays I didn't know about or knew very little about. It was really interesting to get to really learn about them and what they are and the purpose of them and how special they can be, and also new takes on some of these creatures that I've heard a million tales of, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good and definitely left me thinking, and I absolutely love them. Rated them all 4 stars. Highly, highly recommend checking these out. They were so good. Especially if you love learning history and new cultures like I do, then this will definitely be right up your alley. But yeah, so, but since it is the new year, this vlog might be a little short. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm going to end the vlog here, so that I can start a new vlog for the new year. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Definitely check out these books if you haven't. I'll chat with you guys below in the comments. Until next time.